My name's Tessa. I'm 31. And it's strange how just a few words, a single careless sentence, can unravel years of shared love, laughter, and life. But here I am, alone, because I let something slip that I shouldn't have. If you've ever let anger take the wheel before your heart had a chance to speak, leave a comment. I need to know I'm not the only one who's crossed a line without realizing it was there until everything was already broken. It began like any ordinary Thursday. Nothing remarkable. Jason came home from work, exhausted like always, tie loosened, exhaling that deep, familiar sigh before he even shut the front door. He's in operations, demanding job, constant pressure, people always needing him. I've always admired that. But lately things between us have felt fragile. Like we're tiptoeing across something delicate, and one wrong step could shatter it all. I was curled up on the couch, phone in hand, aimlessly scrolling through reels, wearing that baggy shirt he always said he liked on me. No makeup, messy bun, just me. He asked what was for dinner. I shrugged and told him I hadn't cooked. I thought he'd laugh, maybe suggest takeout like he usually does. Instead, he just looked at me, tired, frustrated, and said, "You've been home all day, Tessa." And just like that, something snapped inside me. I snapped. So you think staying home is easy? I didn't raise my voice. Jason never does either. That's his way, calm, quiet. And somehow, that makes it sting more. He just said, "I'm not expecting a full spread, just something. It's not a big deal." But to me, in that moment, it was. My pride has always been loud, always ready to strike before my heart catches up. So I fired back. I didn't think. I just said it. Maybe if you earn like Eric, I'd feel more inspired to cook. Eric. My ex. The one before Jason. He had money, status, the whole polished exterior. But he was emotionally distant. I didn't say it to defend him. I said it to hurt. Because that's what I do when I feel unseen. I lash out. Jason didn't flinch. He didn't yell or argue. He just said, "Wow," and walked upstairs. I assumed he'd cool off, maybe take the guest bed or sulk on the couch. But when I checked in half an hour later, he was packing. "You're not actually leaving," I said with a forced laugh. But he didn't meet my eyes. "I can't do this anymore, Tessa." Because of one thing I said? He looked at me then, expression steady but distant. "It's not just tonight. It's been building. Years of feeling like I'll never measure up in your eyes." And suddenly, it all made sense. All the times I made jabs about money, about ambition, about how hard I worked compared to him. I always brushed it off. But he didn't. He absorbed it. Quietly. Until he couldn't anymore. I tried to take it back. "Jason, wait." I was upset. I didn't mean it. But that's the thing. When we're angry, the truth slips out. And sometimes that truth is the ugliest part of ourselves. He zipped the suitcase. That sound echoed louder than any argument we'd ever had. "I've loved you, Tessa. But I'm done trying to be someone I'm not." And then he left. Afterward, the house felt strange. Hollow. Like a song that stopped mid-chorus. I kept expecting to hear him come back through the door. I told myself he just needed time, that he'd cool off. But one day turned into 2, then 3. And every quiet hour stretched my regret a little further. I finally sent a voice note. I wanted him to hear it in my voice, the remorse, the desperation. I told him I didn't mean what I said. That Eric had money, sure, but he never made me feel safe, never showed up the way Jason always did. 3 days later, he replied. One sentence. "Stop comparing me to your past. I'm not here to compete with your mistakes." And that's when I broke. Not because I felt misunderstood, but because for the first time, I understood him. It wasn't just that I'd mentioned Eric. It was that even after all Jason had done, every sacrifice, every act of quiet love, I still made him feel like he was just not enough. And maybe in my eyes, he never truly was. I see it now, though. Love isn't shiny or loud. It's not about big gestures. It's in the everyday, in the showing up, in the patience, in the staying, even when it's hard. And I failed to honor that. It's been 6 weeks. He hasn't come back. A friend told me he's at his brother's. No drama. No new relationship. Just space. And that somehow makes it worse because it means he's thinking. He's serious. And I can't do anything to change his mind. I miss him. The real him. The one I overlooked. The one who stayed when I gave him every reason not to. The one who tried every single day to be enough. I'm writing this now because maybe you've made that same mistake. Maybe you've let your pride speak when your heart should have. If you still have a chance to fix it, do it. Before the silence becomes permanent. Before I didn't mean it doesn't matter anymore. Because I thought he'd come back. But he hasn't. And maybe he won't.